I am back after 2 days of letting the painting sit. So just to show you a little bit about how the drying process goes, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but when I touch the paint, there is a little bit of color coming off on my fingers. It's not a lot. If I rub my hand back and forth, it's not smearing the paint. So some of the oil has oxidized. And in 2 days' time, that has happened because I used really thin layers of paint. So the oil is able to oxidize faster. Had I used more paint and more oil, that drying time would be increased. So it's been 2 days. As I look at my painting, kind of looking at those background colors that I put down last time, I'm not thrilled with the colors in my sky. There's some inconsistencies that I want to fix. Same in this grass meadow area. Now a lot of this will get covered with some grassy texture, so I'm not sure if I will do another layer of paint. I'm happy with how the mountains are for now. I'm going to add some texture to those, maybe some snow, but I think I want to go and fix the sky. So I'm not going to film everything, otherwise these videos will get very long. I'm back after doing a second coat of paint on the sky, so I'm much happier with that. I like the gradation. Covered up some of the blotchiness that was in the sky. One little thing, just because I didn't want to repaint the mountains, what I tried to do when I put on my second layer was to not go all the way to the edge of the mountain, but rather just bring the paint as close as I could. And as you can see, it actually blends really well, so you can't really tell that I didn't paint that edge there. But that's something to keep in mind. I also did a second coat on this meadow area, and I wanted to show you a little trick. If you end up with streaky paint, which sometimes happens, especially if you're trying to do long brush strokes across a large area, one little trick that I like to use is to actually swirl the brush on the canvas, and basically it's like mixing the paint. So wherever you have some streaky colors, if you swirl the brush and then go back over with a really light stroke, you can usually blend out those color differences or any streaks in color. So that's just another little trick if you end up with some streaky paint when you're trying to blend your colors or do any kind of gradation. So at this point, I'm happy with my colors for the sky and the meadow area. I'm happy with the color of my mountains. And now I need to start thinking about adding textures. I will probably show you how to do some different clouds, but I know that I need this to dry for another day, so I'm going to let this sit and come back to it tomorrow to do the clouds. The paint on the mountains is a little drier, so I could start adding some texture there. And then same thing with the meadow, because I've done another layer today. I'm going to hold off on that and do my grassy texture tomorrow. And then once those two things are done, then I will tackle the trees. So tomorrow, when I come back, that's when I'll start doing the textures.